Hey everybody, I'm Sean and welcome to Southern Audacity. Today I'm going to show you how I made these cute little ornaments with designs created in the embroidery machine, and then I placed them on the hand embroidery hoops, these little wooden hoops. They're covered on the back and are personalized. Aren't these cute? Let's get started. Okay, friends, so just giving you a quick rundown of everything that I'm going to be using to complete these little ornaments. I'm gonna be using my 5.5 mighty hoop because it gives me a good hold on the fabric. I am going to be using some cotton fabric that I got from Walmart, and just because I want to make sure you know which kind I got. And you can really use whatever fabric you want. This is the kind that I bought because it was only like $11 for 2 yards, and it's 100% cotton. So I'm going to be using this, and I'm going to be using some felt for the back. And the felt, in my opinion, is optional, but this is what the back will look like because I'm going to put some of the craft felt on the back to hide the stitches and the rough edges from the fabric. And the felt, this is the felt that I'm using, and it's also from Walmart. Okay, it's like 33 cents per piece. They're like a rectangle shape. And then I'm going to be using some fusible stabilizer. It comes on a roll. I got this from Amazon, and this is by Nubro or Bro Thread. I'll put the link in the description box because it's too early. I can't remember the exact name right now. But it is fusible. You can feel it's like bumpy on one side and then it's smooth on the other. And so what I do is I lay the bumpy side face up because my fabric is shorter than the actual stabilizer. I'm going to iron it to make sure that it is at least fused really well all throughout that center part. And this little mini iron, I purchased this at Walmart as well, but it is available on Amazon and probably at your local craft stores as well. I'll set that to the side. And now, while I am going to be using the mighty hoop because I'm going to be using my Tajima Sai 8 needle, this project can be done on the single needle using your 4x4 hoop, okay? The design is small enough to stitch on the 4x4, and it can be done on the 4x4 hoop, okay? Okay guys, so I'm interrupting the flow of the video a little bit because I forgot to complete the list. So I'm just going to start over real quickly. The hoops that I got, these are 4-inch embroidery hoops, bamboo embroidery hoops, and I purchased these on Amazon. They were in a 12-pack. They weren't really expensive, but I'll leave the link, okay? And then the craft felt that I'm using now, this is from Walmart, and this is, if you're able to see it, this is what the label looks like. The fabric that I'm using is the Better Homes and Gardens that I also got at Walmart, and the fabric color doesn't matter. The fusible stabilizer, this is the iron-on no-show mesh by Bro Thread. I am going to be using my glue gun with some multi-temp or high-low glue. And you can also use the fabric fusion if you wanted to. And then, of course, the jute cord is what I'm going to be using, but you can use ribbon or whatever else you want. And then last but not least, I'm going to be using the 5.5 mighty hoop, okay? Okay, so now that I have the fabric fused to the stabilizer, I am going to hoop it. And there is a little blemish on the fabric right there, so I'm just going to pull it over a little bit out of the way so that the design doesn't catch that, and it'll be inside the, it'll be wrapped in the back part so it won't be seen. Okay, and I'm making sure that this is coming downwards because of the way the mighty hoop has to be on the Tajima side. You want this part to be facing you. And I'm just trying to get this at the right angle just to hide that spot. I could have just cut another piece, but this piece is for demo purposes. And I think that will work. Yeah, because the design is going to be about right there. That'll loop behind the hoop, so it'll be fine, okay? So now I'm going to take this to the machine and we'll get it stitched out. Alrighty, so I am at the machine now. I have the mighty hoop on the machine with the fabric hooped in it. I am gonna hit that button to pull up my design off of my flash drive, which is on the back of the machine. I'm gonna select it. Yes, to delete defined stitches. My colors are already lined up in the order that I want them to be in. So I'm gonna hit set to go forward. It's on tubular 2, which is for the 4x4 size according to the Tajima, but this is the 5.5, so the design is small enough for me to use this. I'm going to hit set, and then I am measuring where the design is going to be based off of from the center. This red dot being in the center of the design says that we're aligning it according to the center of the design. And it will show you on the screen as well, a little X right here, that the X is at the center of the design. And then you can see on the actual fabric, that little laser light will be down right in the center of your frame, showing that it's in the center of the design. This is one feature I absolutely love about this machine. So now I'm going to hit set. That moves it forward. And if I needed to make any adjustments to move the design up or down within the frame, I could use these arrows to do that, but it's where it needs to be. So I'm going to leave it alone and I'm going to hit set and go forward. And it says tracing is executed. Now, there is a feature on this Tajima Sai where you can not have it ask to trace every single time you start a new design. But I find that it's helpful for me to always trace before I actually run a new design. It doesn't take that much out of your time, you know, so I just go ahead and do it. And I leave the trace there. So now it is going to go through and it's going to trace the design, and you can see the red light within on the fabric showing where it's going to be stitching the design out, and it works well. So we are ready to hit start. This doesn't take long. It's only 4,474 stitches. So it'll just take a few moments to stitch out, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so it's almost done stitching. It is just at the part where it's stitching the name and year, which it starts erasing over here. It starts erasing the design off of the screen as it's stitching, so you'll see how much is actually left for the design. And I don't know about all of the machines, but the Sai and the Bai both do something similar, so that you'll know how much is left on the design. But it's just going to keep on stitching, and I'll check back when it's done. Alrighty, and so just under 7 minutes, the design has finished stitching. I make this look harder than it is because I'm coming in at an angle to unhoop, or to take the hoop off the machine. But this is how the design looks. And we're going to go back to the table and get this project finished. Okay, so we are back at the table, and I am going to take this off of the hoop. It connected a little bit in the back there. Get some scissors. I'm glad it wasn't a shirt doing that. And connect those back together so that they stay together. And I'm going to just take this extra stabilizer off the back that got connected. And now, this is the base of your design. You've got your 4-inch hoop, and it will fit right in there, okay? It'll fit right in there. So I'm not going to take the stabilizer off of the back. I'm going to loosen up the screws on this so I can take the center hoop out. Loosen that a little bit more. I'm going to put this under the fabric with the design on it and just get it to where it's centered just where I want it, okay? And so now that it's where I want it, I'm going to put the top hoop back on. And before I actually tighten it too much, I do want to just try to make sure I turn it and adjust it to make sure it's centered and going in a good direction, if that makes sense. Okay. So now that is where I want it. I'm going to hold this screw and tighten it back up so that the hoop is tightened. And these are the 4-inch bamboo hoops that I found off of Amazon, okay? Now, I am going to go through and trim some of this extra fabric, but not all of it, because I do want enough to go down inside and then cover with the fleece, felt. I don't know why I keep saying fleece, but it's felt. So I'm just going to go in and think about, about right there. And then I'll just go all the way around. You can use fabric fusion glue, or you could use the hot glue gun. I use the hot glue gun. But be careful with those fingers, because the hot glue gun is hot. So now I have the extra fabric cut off of there. And if I tuck it down, I will see that it will cover down and go down in there. And then I am going to do a line of glue just to make sure that it does stick down in there. And I'm going to use my hot glue gun. And I kind of got ahead of myself because I forgot that I wanted to measure and make a circle to cover the back of this. So because the hoops that I got came in a multi-pack, I am going to get another one and I'm going to measure it so that I can make my circle to cut out for the back, okay? Okay, so I have my other hoop that I'm going to use the center frame, not the one with the screw on it, but the center frame. And I'm going to use my chalk pencil and I'm literally just going to make a circle so I can cut around it. Can you see that? And that way I'll be able to place that on the inside of that frame and cover up the fabric and the back stitches and just make it look a little bit neater. And so when I glue it in, I am going to glue it chalk side facing down on the inside. And that way it'll cover it up. So let me get my glue gun and get that going. And I've got my jute cord that I'm going to just sit over here. I got this at Walmart as well, but you can find it online if you don't have access to a store near you. So my glue gun is getting hot. Don't pay this thing any mind. I've had it for years, so it's a whole mess. And I put paper towel down because I don't want to get glue on the actual mat. it's not hot enough yet. So the glue is not melted. Give it a little bit more time. This thing is old. Alrighty, so I think it is getting warm. The glue is seeping out. That is why I keep a paper towel down. And I'm gonna go through and let me get it close to you so you can see. I'm putting a little bit of glue along the inner rim of the hoop. And before it actually cools and dries, I need to go through and tuck it down in there. And I'm using the edge of my fingernails because this stuff is hot, okay? So don't go burning your fingers doing this because hot glue is just that, it's hot. You could use the fabric fusion and not worry about dealing with hot glue. And I'm sure there are some other glues out there that you could use as well. This is just what I'm choosing to use, okay? And I need to add a little bit more of a glue stick in there. And I'm just going to dab that there. It'll be okay. So now I've got most of this in here. I need a little bit more glue under there. What I could have done was trim away the stabilizer from behind the fabric as I glue in there, because that would have made it a little bit easier to glue down in there. I didn't think about that just now. But this will work. And so now I've got to get this part on there, okay? So I'm just going to put a little glue here and there just to make sure that it's all covered. But got to get it in there fast enough so that it doesn't get cold. And I just put it down in there. Get dust off the lint that comes up, because this particular fabric, it does hold lint. And I'll tell you what, I don't like the black behind it. So let me pull this black up real quick. I'm going to get a white felt, okay? Okay, so using the white craft felt on the back does make the front look a whole lot nicer. And so essentially the ornament is done. Now all you have to do, I'm going to reach and unplug that glue gun, but now all you have to do is your extra details. So for this, and this is a different fabric, different design and name, but this is how I did finish the back with the black craft felt against the darker fabric, and it looks fine. But with the ending, you just want to use whatever you want to use to detail it. Whether you want to use the jute, which is what I did with these. I just used the jute to make the little strings. You can use some grosgrain ribbon to make bows, to decorate them however you want. You can even use the 3/8, is it 3/8? Yeah, it's the 3/8 inch grosgrain ribbon to make the hanging loop instead of using jute. But I'm using jute for mine. So what I do, just to try to keep them the same size, the same length, I'm measuring against the first one so that I can have something to go by. And you'll see how I do this in just a second. I'm just going to sit this to the side here. And this is going to go in and up. I don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to go in that way, go in through the front under the hoop, and then I'm going to loop it up. Yep, I like the way that looks. Okay, so that it looks like that. And then I'm going to tie it in a knot measured against where the original one was. Try to anyhow, try to get them as close as possible. And keep my eye on the time. So I've got to go to work. But I wanted to get this done really quickly because they're not difficult projects. They don't take a whole lot of time. So there you have it. Your ornaments, little dust on there. Now I will admit that I do like the darker fabrics compared to the lighter fabrics, just because this looks like a more country to traditional type of ornament. I will use this fabric, but I like this fabric better. So, like I said, you could put beads on it, bows on it, whatever you would like, and make it your own. So tell me what you think. Tell me if you've tried this. I know that there are a couple of creators who have done these. I see a few, but not a whole lot on Etsy. But I think that they're really cute and quick projects and a nice way that you could give someone a personalized Christmas ornament. Alrighty, that's it. Alrighty, guys, so it is all done, and this is the final product. I hope you can see that okay. And the back is covered. Now, I will tell you, I like the darker fabric better so that I could use a darker craft felt on the back. But they're both cute, I think, anyways. So the designs, I'm not sure exactly which shop or what store I purchased this off of. I've got zip folds, and if you're an embroiderer, you probably collect designs just like I do. And so I was searching through for Christmas designs, and this folder popped up with a bunch of mini Christmas designs. So if I could figure out who I got it from, I will put it in the description box. But I do apologize in advance that I'm not sure right offhand where I got this from. The font itself, I do know that the font for the name of the year is typewriter font from Designs by Juju. And I told you about everything else in the little insert within the video. So tell me what you think. Have you done these? If you do try it, let me know, tag me or something. That is it. I hope you all have a great day. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.